Well, today we're going to try and fit a rear hammock car seat cover from Halfords into a Hyundai Veloster. Here's the mad dog concerned. Now the instructions are very oversimplified. They don't really tell you very much at all, other than just spread it out. Now first of all you have to identify which is the front, and there is a zip here which basically is the front, and there's a label that clearly says front, and the idea is that you hook these straps over the front headrest. This other strap goes over this other headrest, which is going to get in the way of the picture, and you then spread this out on the seat and put this over the rear headrest, and this one over the other rear headrest. Now, as well as that, there is a rubber strap here which goes around the back of your seat, so I should have to go into the other side and just hook that over the back. And then we're supposed to tighten these buckles up, and so that it sits snugly around the back of this headrest. There we go, it's fully tight now. Now I've got to get out to do this next bit, which is to do it around this headrest. But before we do that, let's tighten this up around the front headrest. And maybe that's what this zip is for. There's a zip in here, and I suppose that's if you've got this other seat forward, because not all cars are 4 doors, or 3 doors in this case, and you need to put your seat forward, then the zip allows it to stretch. That's the only reason I can imagine the zip is there. Across the middle here, there's this strange reinforced strip, and the only reason I can see that it's that size and reinforced is because they want you to cut it, because you've got to plug in the seat belt for the animal. You know, you've got to plug in your doggy seat belt, and the only way through is presumably through this slot. I've got to pull this seat forward to do 2 things. First of all, I've got to get this over my headrest, and then we've got to put this over the back of the seat with its plastic, with its elastic. Then we've got to get the seat belt forward. Well, now the seats are pushed back into a reasonable position, I suppose I can access it from the front here. It doesn't look too bad, and in fact that slot there, I can feel through here. I can feel one seat belt, and I can feel the other seat belt through there. Now it might seem like a little bit of a criminal act to attack this with a Stanley knife, but I don't see we have any alternative. Just here somewhere. And there we go, there's the seat belt. And we can find the one on this side. And there we go. So we now either can plug the dog in to its harness like that, which is very convenient, or we can use the seat belt that comes in and hooks across, and then he's got a little bit more freedom, because the seat belt passes through there. I think it would be wise to almost leave this seat belt plugged in, because otherwise you're going to have to keep fighting with it every time to find where it's fixed in. So that means just occasionally when you bring the dog into the car, you'll just unplug the seat belt and plug the dog in and put the seat belt straight back, and there we go. So the dog will now be securely fixed to the seat belt. And the only other reason I could see you would have this zip in here is because on occasions you might want to unclip this side here and drop it down so that you can have a passenger in here as well as a dog. And that would work, I suppose. Having seen me make a simple job complicated, well, I hope you will have learned something from this and you'll be able to do it in about 30 seconds.